Welcome to another gathering of the Gold Key Adventurers Society. Have a seat by the fire as we prepare to help you unlock the secrets of the travel life. From theme park thrills to Purple Mountain's majesty, we want to see it all and do it all, and we want to help you do the same. We all have those bucket list trips, once-in-a-lifetime destinations that we'll get to someday. We're here to help you make your travel dreams a reality. Buy the ticket, take the trip. Where do you want to go?
Come on, now tell me what's on your bucket list. Okay, hey, it's a beautiful day. Okay, hey, it's a beautiful day.
Welcome back to another meeting of the Gold Key Adventurers Society. My name is Dan Leonard.
Hi, Dan.
And joining me this week in the studio is Heather Straight.
What is up?
Inflation levels, am I right?
Zinger as always, Dan.
Oh, gotta keep up with the times. And Mr. Jeff Williams.
Hey, that's me.
Hey,
Sure
Jeffrey.
is. Our show, as always, is brought to you by Key to the World Travel. Key to the World Travel is a full-service travel agency specializing in theme parks, cruising, destinations around the world. Head to www.keytotheworldtravel.com for more details. And no obligation quote on the vacation of a lifetime. It's the end of the month, and that means it's time to catch up with May's travel news. Let's dive in with a story that sent us all to the couch last week. Disney announced just a few short days ago as we record this that the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser will make its final voyage at the end of this September. They cited...
Too soon, Daniel.
I know. I'm crying inside, too. They cite high operating costs and a failure to meet expectations for booking performance.
You know what else it is? Nice excuse to write down $300 million in a year when you need it.
That's right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm very sad. It was one of my favorite things that I've ever done, especially when I went with my family. They watching their reactions to it, they had such a great time. I struggle to call it a failure, at least as far as the experience goes. It certainly was not. It met the expectations of those of us who are Star Wars fans. It did exactly what we wanted it to do. And I know there are a lot of us who enjoyed it that would have happily had repeat journeys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shortly after, a day or two after the announcement, Josh D'Amaro was talking to some people, and he made the point that it wasn't a failure as far as the experience. And in
Correct.
fact, it's consistently, in all guest surveys with who went on it, consistently exceeding expectations on the experience.
100%.
It was just simply, he said, a failure to perform, which is, honestly, it's on the booking side, or not booking, I'm sorry, it's on the marketing side of things.
It is. Yes.
They failed to show us what it was. They didn't clamp down on every news outlet calling it just the Star Wars hotel.
Yeah.
That was a problem. They probably could have gotten said, hey guys, how about you knock off putting the price in every single headline about it?
Yep. Yeah.
It's a very difficult experience to describe, even after I did it twice. And when I described it to friends and family that weren't with me, it's very hard to describe it. The best way that we on this show even could come up with was like mystery dinner theater, choose your own adventure. Like, it's really hard to put a finger on a succinct way to describe what it is you're doing there. And that I could see from a marketing standpoint how to put that in a 30-second stinger
Right.
ad. It's hard to do.
As much as we often hate influencers, I think that from a marketing standpoint, the way to have gotten this off the ground on the right footing is before you even have any pricing, starting at whatever, before any of that was released, they needed to have people experience it and talking about it so that the very first headlines are what an incredible experience it was before you put the pricing out there. Because no one could get over that intro pricing. And then you had all of the, let's face it, all of the haters
Assholes
who wanted it. Yes. who wanted it to be a failure. That is what they
I've
hung
never
on
seen
to.
anyone root for a product to be a failure like I have.
It's crazy. And a lot of that probably came from clickbait, wanting the clicks, and it was a great headlines to put out there to get some traffic on your crappy blog. And
it did come at the perfect time when the whole go woke, go broke thing with Disney, people hating on Disney and almost rooting for its failure at every level was happening too.
And on top of that, Star Wars has a notoriously toxic.
The worst.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's so much gatekeeping. There's so much it's just really rough to be a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. And talking about the price, let's just put it out there. It was expensive. And that is true. I'm not gonna deny that. But we also
so are a lot of things.
So are so many things. Not everything is for everyone. Jeff shared a great post on social media that someone put out comparing it to the Super Bowl and the fact that while the NFL fandom is for everyone, the Super Bowl, that game, isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
Your average Sunday night game is also expensive, but more accessible to more of the fan base. But the Super Bowl is not. It's something that's I don't even know.
It's a 4-hour game. It's one day. And like the actual face value on tickets was anywhere from $1,200 to like $8,000. And that's face value. That's a one-day event that, it's essentially a 4-hour game. And that's not for everyone. Not everyone can go to the Super Bowl.
And I don't see constant articles about what an outrage it is that the average
cash
NFL
grab
fan
and whatever
can't go to the Super Bowl.
It's a once in a lifetime experience, and it's meant to be. Not everybody talks about how they go to the Super Bowl all the time. The time you went to the Super Bowl with your dad was an amazing experience. And I hope in the future my son talks about the time that he and I went to the amazing Star Wars hotel. It's a privileged thing, and we understand that it is.
Yeah. And to be fair, it's 2 full days. All of your food is included. Yeah. You're getting a lot more value, in my opinion, than you are from one game.
And it's a 24/7 on-deck experience with actors role-playing.
I thought that was a really good analogy, that it's okay that it was expensive for missing the point.
I think, and people were like, they should have just turned it into a regular hotel with theming. And those are people that obviously never saw this thing. It was backstage. It's ugly, honestly. It's in a backstage access area. It's not pretty. It was built to be like you're kind of just shuttled in there. The inside of it was amazing, but the outside of it was never themed to be like a pretty deluxe hotel. It's a hidden backstage experience. You're almost sheltered from it till you see the inside of it. That's how it was always meant to be. It's very small. It's a boutique hotel. It only has 100 rooms, I think they said.
It's 100 rooms. There's one dining room. I mean, look, it's not a hotel.
Right.
It's a spaceship experience.
Could they build just a hotel that Star Wars
And they still
themed?
might. I honestly think they will. I think they learned some things from this.
Yeah, probably. But that wasn't what this was intended to be. It wasn't supposed to just be the Star Wars hotel.
I think this whole thing was a bit of a research and development experience for something we may see later down the road. It could be a dinner theater that may wind up being not this exact thing, but the technology use could be a dinner theater that winds up being something they build onto Galaxy's Edge or something in the future. Or a themed hotel they wind up building a more public version of down the road, because there's plenty of expansion room at Disney World. We shall see.
That's one proposal that I saw from a couple of people that I wanted to bring up, because they did say they're going to learn from this experience. They're going to use it, what they've learned in the future. And I saw some suggestions that, build out Galaxy's Edge because you need some more space in there.
Yeah.
The front of the Star Cruiser. Build a facade so it looks like the Star Cruiser's docked there. And then you can make that a really fancy meet and greet, or you can make it an upgrade to a ticket. You pay a day rate to go in and experience Star Cruiser. Obviously, the light version is not going to be the full storyline and all of that, but
Yeah.
like they could utilize that to expand Galaxy's and make extra money with
You know,
it.
it's just the talent of the actors was incredible. It really was full immersion into Star Wars. And I saw people that were clearly not fans, you know, grandmas and grandpas who were coming along for the experience, who did not care about Star Wars, who fully got into this. I mean, several times I had in the small interactions, someone would say to me, you know, like, I've never even seen the movie, but I am having so much fun. And that's what's getting me, is that it was so unique and so wonderful. And I am sad that we're losing that, because it was an extraordinary experience. I'm glad that I got to do it. Frankly, if I had the opportunity to go back before it closes on September 30th, I would do it in a second, because
I think they're going to sell out all these.
I really do. We are getting a lot of interest in now filling up the remaining sailings. The final sailing is already full. Yeah.
So there's nothing but the left.
Yep. And
Then they'll go, psych, we're not closing.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I got to experience it. I was able to go twice, and it was a completely different experience each time. I think even with the same storyline, I could go back a third time and make it a different experience. Which was what was so incredible about it. And I really do hope that what they've learned, something great comes out of
it. Be cool
this
if they just opened it in a year and it was Marvel something.
Or, same kind of thing.
Yeah, just use that space for experimental something every couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, there was reports that the Imagineers were in there just a couple of weeks before the announced closing, working out new additions, working out how to fix some special effects. Like they were actively working on it up to the moment they announced it. And in fact, the cast found out the same way that we did.
That's awful.
Sadly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's classic Disney too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That really
sadly.
Sucks.
And is some of this affected by the fact that it was developed and launched in the Chapek era? Like, were they being cheap with the talent, which was his hallmark? Like, some of that I wonder about.
Some of the things that wound up in there were things they had talked about being in Galaxy's Edge with the live actors and all that. Maybe they'll put their restaurant experience. They need a sit down restaurant in Star Wars town. So maybe they'll have Gaia performing at a reservation restaurant because that show's cool.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, she deserves a chance to perform, considering they just put out her album.
Yes. I also wish they would have given promos a little more time to work. I mean, we didn't have any real.
They gave it 2 weeks, Heather.
Decent, right? And it was very limited. It was DVC, annual pass holder, and Disney Visa. There was never a broad, just anyone.
I think they were at the point. I think honestly, it was. The shareholders were pissed off over all the Disney Plus stuff, and they needed somewhere where they could find extra money.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
This is the easy. It's a shame, but like you said, I'm really happy that I can say that I got. That's it. It's the best thing I've ever done. Honestly.
Yeah, it's the most fun I've ever had with my kids in a theme park. Just hands down.
Weirdly, being a travel agency owner, that's the only boy trip I ever did with just Wyatt.
I'm so glad that you did. And those pictures will live forever because you guys look badass.
That's true. And he liked that he got to be a promo model for Key to the World for a little bit.
Those libraries.
You're famous, kid. For 1 month.
Yes.
So they closed it.
That was my least favorite news this month, but there were other things that were better.
Oh, yeah. Some exciting stuff.
The Disney dining plan is returning to Walt Disney World next year.
Mostly intact, too. I'm surprised they didn't strip this thing down.
They did a little bit. They cut the snacks.
Just a little.
Which, I mean, if you, like me, have been in there at the end of the trip trying to fill up your cart with Goofy's Candy Kitchen treats, you know, that was too many snacks.
Yep.
Right. They also removed the highest level of
the deluxe. Yes. Can we have a moment of silence for that perfect combo Disney dining plan that it was out for what? couple of weeks,
like a month or something.
Oh, yeah.
Before the pandemic, the Disney Dining Plus, where you could use your credits for either table service, quick service, however, mix and match that you wanted. That one was great.
Yeah, that was the sweet spot. You could just either or.
Also, let's be honest, if they want to find a way to make some extra money, maybe giving people the option to get the quick service level of food for the same price as what they would pay for table service would be a good way.
Yeah, I'm really shocked that's not the one they came back with. If they could charge you $18 a meal for a $9 meal, I don't know why they're not doing that, but whatever.
Yeah. Right. We don't know just yet what the pricing is going to be. We'll know that when 2024 opens up May 31st.
Next week?
31st next week.
Now, when we air, right?
Yes. Yeah. However, it is my understanding that it's going to be about what it was before they took it away. The children's version is not going to change much, and the adult version maybe a little bit, a few dollars more, but not much.
Yeah, we were told it would only go up no more than 95%, so that's good.
That is a lie.
So let's go over some facts and figures real quick. So we've got the 2 tiers, the quick service dining plan. Everybody on the reservation age 3 and plus receives per night of your stay. You get 2 quick service meals, including beverages. And when they're available, guests 21 and up may choose beer, wine, and cocktails.
Yes, they're keeping that. And those not 21 can get a different kind of specialty beverage.
That's right. Special milkshakes or whatever specialty beverages they have. It also includes 1 snack credit or extra non-alcoholic drink per night of your stay. And everybody gets 1 of the ever-shrinking resort refillable
yes, but those are coming back.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, I guess they have they've
always been back. They've just been
pay for them.
Downsized.
Yeah. Just a little. They get a little skinnier. Don't we all want to get a little skinnier?
Yeah, it's just more trips down to the
yes.
Which helps you get skinnier. Right?
Right.
That's right.
Doing those stairs. Value resorts. So anyway, then we've got the Disney dining plan. Again, everybody on the reservation age 3 and up receives per night 1 table service meal credit and 1 quick service meal credit, right? Including beverages and including the alcoholic beverages where applicable. Then you also get the snack credit or extra drink and the resort. That's all we know. Like
and there was much rejoicing.
There really was. I mean, the people just want this so bad, and it's not. People just really want to pre-budget their stuff. And I always loved this as a traveler, even if I wasn't saving buku money. It's some savings for sure, but just the fact that I didn't always feel like I was getting my wallet out. At the end of it, you're like, whoa, look at what this would have cost me. That's what I loved. It was like, I've already paid for this.
Yeah, don't have to
you get that thing and it's like your meal would have been $350 for the 4 of you. And you're like, I already paid for that. Love that.
Yes.
Yeah. That is.
And then on top of that, Dad also got a free beer with the meal, or it felt free. It's like, that makes it feel, it's the closest you can get to that all-inclusive feeling. So kudos Disney for making Mom or Dad or who's ever paid for this thing feel like not getting the wallet out and having a beer instead is better. Hand me a beer and let me keep my wallet in my britches.
There you go. Yeah, that's always good. We also got a little bit more good news at the same time they announced that dining plan. Guess what? No more theme park reservations for guests.
For most guests. This is great.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Most guests being package guests, all the ones that are.
I mean, I don't mind the park reservations so much.
I never really had trouble with it.
But if it means I don't have to listen to people complaining about park reservations anymore, then
yes,
mostly that. It was just another pinch point, just another thing to have to deal with.
Yeah, there's a lot of homework on the planning of a Disney trip list, and so that takes one thing off. I take some limits off. Annual pass holders will have to make reservations still, although they're going to have certain days that they have dubbed good to go days, where you can enter the parks reservation free. Yep. Of course, they had already removed the reservation requirement for after 2 p.m. during weekdays for annual pass holders. So, that doesn't impact you quite as much.
That's pretty great, because I would think a lot of annual pass holders are going when the kiddos are out of school, getting out of school, pick your kid up and go spend the afternoon in the park. So that's pretty great already.
Get out of work and just go for dinner and something.
Yeah.
So that's not as much of a terrible thing as some people might think. I said it seems like they throw extra reservations and all kinds of stuff at the pass holders anyway, so shouldn't be a problem getting in. And it's not like the park reservations are really selling out of a couple of days.
Occasionally, yeah. And
funny how
not for all
when
four
they
parks.
notice fewer and fewer people are going into the parks, they're like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we want it to be easier to get in.
Yes.
We forgot. We made it a pain in the ass. We might want to make it easier.
Right.
Maybe it's time to make it easier.
Yeah. So, they've definitely noticed that it's time to make things easier. There was that same talk that I mentioned before that Josh Damaro was talking about the Star Cruiser. He also said that theme parks are going to look for more ways to simplify the theme park planning experience because people complain that it's just complicated. This is
something that also came out along with the dining plan returning.
That's right.
A very sort of vague announcement that they are looking to make Genie Plus and the theme park planning easier.
That's right. Which to us as seasoned Disney travel planners says you're going to be allowed to make advance.
That's what we're all thinking.
The old fast passes were, so what's the difference now except for you pay for them? No.
Yes, I'm thinking some combination of what Fast Pass Plus was and what Disney Genie Lightning Lane is now. I don't know.
Yeah. And frankly, either with Genie Plus, either bundling that somehow into your package, it's again going back to the people are tired of having to get their wallet out for every single extra thing. Disney World has always been an expensive vacation. Let's face that. It's never been cheap.
No.
But we've lost all of the things that were bundled into it that made you feel like you were getting a good value for all that money. If you're still paying the same amount of money or more, really, but all that stuff has been stripped away. Now I think they have finally hit the wall where they've driven down attendance.
They found America's flinch point and then just went right on past it.
Way past. And the thing of it is, last year it didn't drive down attendance, but that was wholly linked to the fact that we'd been trapped in our houses for 2 years. And everybody wanted to travel and had money that they hadn't spent for 2 years on travel to spend. Yep. And Disney World was a domestic destination where you didn't have to wear masks. You didn't have to test. You didn't have to do a lot of things that were keeping people from getting back on a cruise ship or going to Europe. Disney World, Orlando theme parks was it. And people flocked there and threw money at them in a huge way. And we all saw that was not going to be the new normal. Except
there were too many. It was a grand experiment. There were too many things happening at once. So every year, we've all gotten used to they're raising ticket prices, which always raise package prices. Makes sense. We're used to that. Package goes up and up. But they started shrinking the package too. No one likes their package to get smaller unless you're in the pool. But so not only was the package getting higher and higher, but they started just taking things away. And as they took things away, so your package gets higher and higher, but then you're also having to pay additional once you got there. So the inclusions were less and less. And that starts to get ridiculous.
At the beginning, I've always been a diehard Disney fan, and I was an apologist at first for some of the things that they were either taking away or starting to charge for
under cover of COVID protocol.
Like
and that was
parking,
sneaky.
They started charging for parking, and they have walked that one back. That's back to being included. But when I really started I'm at the point where I can't be an apologist about this.
We travel a lot, so we're used to saying, you go stay in a Chicago or New York hotel. They charge you sometimes $65 to park in an urban hotel somewhere, and you're like, oh, okay, it's no big deal. They're charging $25 park, but it's just nickel and dime.
But I made a list of the things that you used to have included in your package price that are either now an extra charge or not included at all or watered down. Extra magic hours I mean, we're down to what? A half an hour?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, which what are you going to get on one attraction in that amount
It's
of
enough time to get back to Fantasyland and maybe get in line for Mine Train. So
Yeah, you might be able to get on into the queue for Peter Pan.
Magic bands, they still exist, no longer included. You have to buy them. Now, sure, there are alternatives. You can use your phone. I find that's a lot more difficult, and I don't feel like digging my phone out of wherever I have it stashed while I'm walking into the park.
How
Don't
deep
like
are you
using
stashing
it for
that
that.
And it doesn't work very well oftentimes.
Yes. And it takes longer to open your door because you've got to get out your phone, open the app, navigate to that spot, and hope that it works. So that's another thing. FastPass Plus was free, and part of your resort guest perks was that you got to book them a little bit earlier than everyone else. That's now gone, and Genie Plus costs money, and you don't know how much it's going to cost. Like, because of that dynamic pricing, you're not sure until you're there how much extra money you're going to be paying. And it can be a lot of extra money.
It's not an insignificant amount. It's a thing.
Yeah, the flux pricing on that is crazy. What's it going to be today, Dad? I don't know.
Especially when it's not guaranteed to give you the things you actually want.
Disney's Magical Express. Now you have to make your own transportation outside of your package price, which this one really kills me because I think if they had kept it and just added, like, add to the package if it was costing you too much money. Add
$10.
You know, make it transparent and say that if you would like Disney's Magical Express, it's going to be $10 per person or whatever number. But at least allowing that to be prepaid.
Keep it the exact same it was, but add $10.
Yeah, because here's the weird thing on that. Sorry to sidetrack, but so it's the same people running the system, right?
Yeah.
It does not work nearly as well as
it's run
with
poorly now
when it had Disney's name on it.
Yeah, but I think because
awful,
they don't have
the
to
same
report to Disney now, it's not run well. But it's the same thing. But you have to pay for it. The service isn't as great.
Well, now they may throw you in a van or whatever. So they're trying to. It's an also ran with Mears's. Not just buses, but buses, shuttle, cab. They're trying to throw you in with all of the different mini services that Mears runs, not just their buses.
And then Resort Airline
No luggage
check-in.
handling.
Yeah, no luggage handling on the front end, and Resort Airline check-in is gone, so you can't check your bags and go spend the day in a park. Now you got to worry about can you leave your bags at Bell Services?
But it's similar to the Star Cruiser thing. Rather than let's charge $10 or $15, they just went cut it.
Yep, done. And some of the stuff, I understand why it went away during COVID. But someone looked at, look at what we're not spending. Let's not bring it back. But what you've now done is stripped all of the extras out of the package, but you're charging more money for it. And as much as we will try to push and sell, I mean, that is our job. This is our living. We are going to try to market it. And we're going to, as travel advisors, we're going to pick up the slack in helping you do your transportation and all of those things to try to make it as seamless as possible. But we still can't say, this is what you're getting.
Frankly, I'll just put you at the JW Marriott.
Yeah.
Because there's no difference. It's a better hotel at a better price. It's just as close.
Jeff shared with me this morning a commercial from, I don't know, what year was that commercial from? Really cute, jazzy.
Not that long
song
ago.
And dance. Yeah. Of these are all the things that you get for staying at a Disney
I'll tell you,
resort
when
hotel.
that was from, Heather, they premiered that commercial at the first Destination D23 that we went to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that is.
So it was not that long ago.
Maybe 2017, 2018.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching it, and everything he lists, nope, gone. And it's really a stark realization that I can't defend them on this anymore. I can defend you about the parking, but it's a package is now a hotel and a ticket. And that's not really a package to me. Now, dining plans are coming back, and I applaud that. That's a step in the right direction, but they've got a long way to go. I mean, but then you look at other things that were extras that also haven't come back. Mickey's Backyard Barbecue, the luau, which will never be back. The water sports, those little tiny speedboats you could rent, and all of those other things.
And all of the other
that
boats.
People were willing to pay for that, even though they've paid for this expensive package. But you get there, you've already paid for all that, and now you're willing to pay for this stuff.
Stuff you'd spend money on. You book a 7-day trip.
Yeah.
And it was stuff you'd spend money on your maybe 5 days of parks and 2 days of doing other stuff. Now they just want you to go shop at Ron John or whatever.
Yeah. We could market a much longer vacation because of all of those extra things that are now gone. And people were willing to pay for them and pay for things like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and all of those money makers, because you're not getting out your wallet to pay for every meal or a taxi or all of these other things. And it's just becomes so much more difficult to market it as a great family vacation destination. It's so much easier to say you can go to
way less
this
of a
luxury
destination
resort in Cancun that's going to cost you less and includes a lot.
I would have to
more.
think spa services are going to be suffering.
All of the
No
add-ons.
extra money.
Yeah.
Now this is because I'm no businessman. I'm just a humble podcaster. But for a long time when people made the suggestions that other companies might buy the theme parks, and other Disney theme parks around the world aren't owned by Disney. And it starts to make me wonder, would the theme parks be better off owned by somebody else and just licensing all of Disney stuff? Because as it is right now, every time Disney Plus stumbles and loses subscribers, or a Marvel movie doesn't do great, money comes out from the theme parks to make up for that business loss there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
So,
I don't know if greedy American companies shouldn't run the parks. The successful, amazing parks are run by, it seems like, governments, like Chinese government or whatever. They're not run by capitalist companies.
Yeah.
I think what we lost was too much of a focus on the capitalism, and they stopped focusing on the entertainment and all of those aspects of it, letting people who be in charge who really appreciated that was the value of the parks. That's where the gold is. And I'm hoping, I hate what a big dip we're seeing in people wanting to go to the theme parks, because the honest truth
sell
is,
it to Apple.
The honest truth is that people are spending money on travel.
Mm-hmm.
Travel is not down. It's theme parks that's down. We are up in every single other segment, but Walt Disney World, Disneyland, it's down, and they know that, and they're seeing it. And I'm hoping that this is where we get to claw back some of that value that we've lost. And we'll keep saying it. We'll keep shouting it until, finally someone with a business sense, they're going to have to come up with something, because the 25% off rooms is not doing it. We've got a new ticket offer that I think they're hoping is going to help. I don't think it's going to do it. No. You got to put the value back. Yeah. You've got to put all of those value add things back. And if it's expensive, find a way to roll it into the price. I mean, I think
Tron sure as hell isn't going to do it.
I think they do understand that getting rid of Magical Express was a mistake. And I genuinely think they know that. They brought back the dining plan, so clearly they know that was an issue. Now let's start getting some of the rest of this stuff back. It's getting
janitorial would do it.
Yeah. It's getting
looks
difficult
terrible,
for them to keep saying, "Oh, we can't hire anybody. We can't hire anybody."
Well, quit laying people off.
Yeah.
Start with that.
Right. Yeah.
And maintenance, the rides are always broken down, and they want to talk about how they're going to expand and build beyond Thunder Mountain. Maybe fix the stuff that's on this side of Thunder Mountain first.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we were so excited about that $17 billion that they say they plan on spending.
Spend 11 of it on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Start hiring some folks. Or how about the $1 billion that they're not spending on moving Imagineering to Florida?
Yep.
Yeah.
That could go a long
some
way to
paint
hiring.
and some fixing of some rides.
Start with Genie Plus, too. I'm sorry, but if we're getting rid of Chapek era crap, let's get rid of that.
Make it just an electronic version of Fast Pass Plus or what? I don't know what.
So Fast Pass Plus.
Yes.
Yeah. Just something that If they want to make it work like Genie, however, just quit charging for it and make it dynamic, or I don't know what.
Yeah. I mean, there are other examples of that exist right now of where you have a version of something that's for everyone that is included. And then you have a premium level of it that people pay for. The way that the Fast Pass system works out at Disneyland Paris, not Disneyland Plus, is they have levels of that. And if you want the unlimited, all you can care to enjoy Fast Pass line, you pay for that. But there's got to be some better ground than
Pass Plus, but it's $3 a pop or something. You don't pay 15 for access to maybe get some.
There is a medium between free and very expensive and changing every day. That's the dynamic pricing just made it worse, in my opinion. It's at least in the beginning when it was a price that we knew what the price was going to be. People could be prepared for that. And in the beginning, we could add it to their package and they were not having to pay for it at 6 o'clock in the morning, every morning of their vacation.
That's relaxing and fun.
It's just, it is a nightmare.
Somebody's tasked with waking up early and trying to get it and then trying to jump on to see what they can get.
At a certain point, the guest needs to feel like the changes that are being made are in there instead of always being made.
And now we're screwed in this way.
Yes.
Right.
And we are at that point. It's time. Some big changes need to happen. And I think
we're tipping back towards that. I look forward to the next year. And the announcements, the last several have all been, oh, goody. Other than
the Star Cruiser.
Star Cruiser, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's things to look forward to.
Yeah, and there's great stuff going on in the parks that I'm excited about. And there always will be. I just need to be able to sell those experiences.
Right. So that you can go
so that I
yourself.
Can continue to go and experience them.
Right.
It's a win-win.
So that I can continue to eat.
Yes.
Let's round up. We've got a couple of more positive things to talk about Disney before we head on to some other destinations. First up, the lineup for the Eat to the Beat concert series for Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival has been announced, including there's some, I put in my outline some exciting new artists for 2023. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure if they're exciting or not because I don't really know who any of these people are.
98 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joey
but the new
Fatone
acts.
and Friends. I am super excited for that one.
Yeah, but
because Jeff and I have seen Joey Fatone and Friends, and it is
with emphasis on Friends, since he doesn't really
boy band cover band is my jam.
Yeah.
How about this? While we're down there for the
first Mickey's Not
So Scary Halloween party. Oh dang! I go home that day. I was excited that Kevin Bacon and his brother apparently have a band.
The Bacon Brothers, yes.
Yeah. They're going to be there August 13th through 14th. When we're there, it's going to be Ruben Studdard. So,
hey, Birmingham's own Ruben Studdard.
There you go.
The Velvet Teddy Bear.
Jeff's homeboy.
We're just
other new acts include
Tiffany.
Yes. I'm torn up about that. Other new acts include
I wouldn't say I'm missing her.
Right. For King Plus Country. Let's see, other new acts. Bacon Brothers, Aaron Jones, Philip Phillips. I've heard the name. Raul Acosta
American
and
Idol. Philip Phillips.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's good.
We the Kings. That's the new acts. Some returning favorites. I would love to see Ray Parker Jr. perform just so I can find out what
just his one song that he has.
What else does he perform other than?
Yeah.
He does. I'm in love with the other woman. That's his one other song I know of.
I'll take your word for it. We got the Baja Men who are going to let the dogs out again.
Maybe we can finally figure out who let them out.
Who did let them out?
I really enjoyed September 15th and 16th, and it just says Celebrity Latin
Talent. I was just looking at that.
So they haven't figured out who, but there will be some sort of Latin act.
Some kind of Latin talent.
Yeah. Boys to Men, Sugar Ray, Hooba Stank, Jeff's favorites, Air Supply on October 15th.
Oh, yeah. I like Hanson. I would like to see that.
Yeah, they probably
hope they play Mba.
I would also. I'm with you. I want to see Kevin Bacon. Love to see the Bacon Brothers.
Yeah.
Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Yep.
And closing out the festival is everybody's favorite Southern rock act, 38
Special.
Hold on loosely.
And I feel like
They put on a good show.
Typically add a couple here and there in,
Yeah.
leading up to the festival. So.
I've
Yeah,
seen 38 Special a number of times, which will shock you living in Birmingham, Alabama.
Really?
I've seen them also. It's a good show.
This is always
Taylor
good fun.
Dane,
I'm
was
looking
she
forward
the
to
tell it to my heart?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Eat to the Beat concert
Food
series.
and
Of course,
wine coming up
they're going to have
here
the
at the
Eat
end
to
of
the
July.
Beat. Yes, coming up quick. They're going to have the Eat to the Beat dining packages, of course, like they do every year.
Is that guitar slayer female? Is that who that is?
Google, help me out. Australian guitarist. Yes.
Yeah. She's badass.
Cool.
Yeah, that would be good.
So yeah, some good shows.
And there's some other great
food.
food news coming to Epcot.
Yes.
That
Right about
Dan's
this.
been teasing us with the last few days.
He's such a tease.
We're going to have to make a Gold Key Adventure Society stop at this restaurant. Opening up sometime this summer. It doesn't say when, but we've got Shikisai.
Shikisai.
Sorry, Shikisai : sushi.
That's what my
That's what
column
Heather
is.
had yesterday.
I thought we were going to escape that.
Yeah.
So this is a new spot coming to the Japan Pavilion at Epcot. It's going to be upstairs over the, it's taking the place of Tokyo Dining, which was over the department. And it looks really cool. It's fancy sushi, but it's also like Japanese pub food, traditional stuff.
excited.
The whole idea is that they're going to rotate monthly. There's so many religious
Tokyo Dining was
festivals.
pretty mid. So
Yeah, it was.
Right. Yeah. So the restaurant is going to have a rolling decorations and menu that are going to work with whatever the festival from Japan that they're celebrating for the month
And
is going to
as
be.
we know, Japan has some fun festivals.
Oh yeah. Do you think they'll be celebrating the Naked Men Festival or
I
the
hope so. I know I will be.
Penis Festival.
the Giant Wooden Phallus Festival? Yeah. I have a feeling that those won't be on
Maybe
the menu.
not.
Sir, we're going to need you to put your pants back on and leave Epcot.
Yeah. But
Forever.
I mean, and there's going to be seats at the sushi bar where you can watch the chef
Oh, I
make
like
the sushi
that.
in front of you. They've got, the presentation and plating on this stuff
It looks
beautiful. in the
delicious.
pictures.
I love me
I
some
really want
sushi.
that giant boat platter full.
I love a boat of sushi.
Yeah. If I had $1 for every time I've had a boat full of sushi.
I'd have $4.
Yeah.
I would have
so
$1. But I love it.
Izakaya part of the restaurant comes in. That's the pub style restaurant. So that's going to be a
What
lot
is
of.
Japanese pub style food like? Did they give us some examples?
It's izakaya culture. It says is the emphasis of sharing larger plates of food with your friends while enjoying drinks and conversation.
So Japanese
Tapas.
Tapas.
Yeah,
thank-
tapas,
the
kind of,
word
yes.
just flew out of my brain.
Yeah. So it says
I like
wide
it.
range of small dishes. They're going to have savory karagi chicken, succulent salmon misoyaki, and tomato salad with
Misoyaki, it's
avocado.
true.
A variety of delicious small plates that can be indulged in a social, relaxed atmosphere.
Fun. I'm here for
Yeah,
it.
that looks excellent.
Yeah, so this looks like
No opening date, just later this summer.
later this summer. So hopefully it'll be open at the beginning of August
Surely by then.
when we celebrate Halloween.
Yes.
Can't wait to
While I sweat.
celebrate Halloween at the beginning of August.
It's going to be great.
And Takumi Te is back open, right?
It
Yes.
is now a
Yes, it is.
prefix experience that's $250 a person, $225. It's in the $200 range.
Yeah,
Very
speaking of prices
expensive,
going
but-
up.
Yeah.
It went up a little bit. just
It
like-
did.
That's what we spent
Everything
there
else.
anyway.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was never a cheap experience.
No, it was
Not with your family in tow, it wasn't.
Yeah. I've got
the
some
Vicky and
Wagyu
Berts
lovers
of-
in my family.
Boxes of smoked beverages. and-
Yes. That was not me. I just want to say that was not me. I was eating the sushi.
It was amazing. Really, it's a
So
little
good.
long.
Yeah.
Some of those, I say just give me a lot of really amazing food, but pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, but then they started doing that at some places, and everybody was complaining that they're getting rushed out of the restaurant.
Oh yeah. Let's find a happy
Can't make
medium.
anybody happy. Never make anybody happy.
It's true. Least of all me.
This is true.
No, you're telling me, Jesus.
Wow.
We're going to head on over to the other side of Orlando. We've got some news from Universal Orlando Resort while we're here.
And spa.
Yeah, first up, the Minions are set to bring mayhem to Universal Studios.
Mayhem?
Minions Land will be opening this summer. Recently, they shared some details on what guests will find in the new
I love
land.
those little guys.
It's
Will
kind
there
of a
be
little-
banana-scented fart guns?
I'm sure
I know there will.
I can't imagine that there would not be. There is, across the street from the existing Despicable Me Minion Mayhem attraction, they're putting in that new Villain Con Minion Blast.
This
which
is
looks
where the
really
Shrek attraction
cool.
was?
Yeah, it's in the building where Shrek was, and it's a stand-up. You're on like conveyor belts for most of the time, and you're going through the convention floor at Villain Con, and you've got blasters to.
Oh, fun.
Fart blasters.
Fart blasters, yes.
Yes.
I hope.
The Vicious Six
Oh.
villains from one of the Minions movies have a special challenge set up for you at the convention to see if you are worthy to be the newest member. It looks like a really cool attraction. It's a really clever use of a small space. That's why they're having walk through and why they're having the conveyor belts so that you don't have to worry about people bunching up. You can still keep them moving at speed, but not worry about loading and unloading cars. Also in the land, they've got the Minions Cafe, which is going to be the main eatery. I'm assuming that takes the place of the Universal Monsters Cafe. Rest in peace. We're going to have Minion-themed treats, including cupcakes, macarons, and cookies. Wait, no, that's Bake My Day. Sorry. They've got some cute food at that one at the Minions Cafe, including like soup made by the little girl. It's gross, but it's probably delicious. I'm really sorry.
That little girl is not, she doesn't look
We're
gross.
really selling it, Dan.
That little
That's the
girl
soup
that
that
looks
she made
gross
for
but is delicious. You sick bastard.
Damn it, now I'm on a watch list. It's definitely highly themed food, though. What we saw them do in Super Nintendo Land out in Hollywood.
Which
at
they
the
did a
Coastal
great
Cafe.
job on, so I'm excited to see this stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be great. They also have Bake My Day, which is going
Bake
to
My
have
Day.
Minion-themed bakery treats like cupcakes, macarons, and cookies, plus souvenirs. That's one of the stores. That's the store that in the mall that runs in Despicable Me
Oh,
2
right.
when he's undercover. So you can go do his bakery there. They're also going to have a snack kiosk called Pop Anana, where you can get
Banana
sweet or
flavored
savory
things.
popcorn flavors, or a mix of both, and probably banana flavored popcorn, I'm going to guess. There's also a walk-up window featuring freeze ray pops, fancy popsicle stand.
Wow. They've really taken it over the top with the theming.
Yeah, we're not even done either.
Oh.
There's going to be the Illumination Theater. That's going to be a character meet and greet. It's mostly going to be characters from Despicable Me, but also for some reason the characters from the movie Sing are going to be there.
Okay.
So the pig and the gorilla,
Yep.
and I think someone else from Sing are
I never saw those movies.
Those are really cute movies. I like them a lot. They do a good job with the music, but they're not in the Minions universe, but they're still showing up at the theaters there.
There's some Jurassic Park stuff happening this summer and fall too, right?
That's right. That's the other piece of news we have. It's the 30th anniversary of the release of the first Jurassic Park
Ugh.
movie.
That's hurtful.
Yeah.
What?
I was all of 8 years old when that movie came out.
Ugh.
Jeez, I
Oh, wait a
no,
minute.
I was 9
Me
years
too.
old.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hold up. What? It's the 30th anniversary?
Of the first Jurassic
The
Park.
first movie.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
9 years old.
Take it in.
I was 22.
Let's see. That was
I'm going to throw up now.
1993. I had just graduated from the third grade. Should I keep going? May
No, move on.
26th. So opening right before we publish this episode is going to be the Jurassic Park tribute store.
Oh, cool. I'd like to see that.
Their tribute stores are always
Mhm.
amazing. Yeah. Kendra's trying to figure out how we can sneak down to Universal for a day.
That chick
That
loves
one.
a Jurassic Park.
Yes, she does.
So loves Jurassic Park.
She's got this really cool Jurassic Park logo Loungefly purse
It's
that is
cute.
guaranteed to get compliments from every 12 to 14-year-old boy that crosses her path.
Yes.
It's hilarious. Everywhere we go, teenage boys tell her how much they like her purse.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But, it's going to be one of the, if you've seen one of Universal's tribute stores before, they're highly themed, really cool interiors, immersive retail
They usually
location.
have a lot of movie props from the movies.
That's
in
right.
them.
Where do they put those? Is it where the Beijing store is?
The what?
Halloween
Horror
Nights.
Night?
Tribute
Come on,
store,
Dan.
yeah.
You're better than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe it's over by,
Across from Jimmy Fallon.
Mhm.
yes, I believe that's
Yes.
where it is.
And that's the space they've been using and just cycling through the various tributes.
Right. I've never actually been into one of the tribute stores.
They're
I've seen the
so
pictures.
cool.
They
Me
look
neither.
amazing.
Just
They have-
Halloween Horror Night.
Yeah. They've got props from the movies, as well as they're going to have storyboards, blueprints, pre-production.
Cool.
It'll be like a little museum experience.
They
And
had a
they're going to
tribute
have
store
photo ops.
also. They had one in City Walk as well for a while. We went into that
That's
one. That was just
now the escape room.
Oh, right. Okay.
They had a
Good
tribute
point.
store in there when that
hmm
first big Universal store went out of business, but
Yes.
now it's the escape
That's
room
right.
experience.
So they're going to have exclusive 30th anniversary merchandise in there, plus photo ops that you can recreate scenes from the movie. Those are always pretty cool. They're also outside in the parks. They're going to have some special Jurassic themed menu items at Thunder Falls over in Islands of Adventure. To have a coconut cajeta churro, infused churro drizzled with coconut flakes and caramel sauce, as well as raptor wings, which are char-grilled chicken wings marinated with olive oil and spices, tossed in a sweet chili sauce and served with cilantro lime rice, black beans, and a plantain chip.
I love a
Sounds like
chicken
they've
wing.
spared no expense. Jurassic Park reference.
That's true. You needed to do it with the accent.
They've spared no expense.
There you go.
There's also going to be an exclusive 30th anniversary Jurassic Park flavor of Fanta.
What
Want a
flavor is it
Fanta?
going to be?
It doesn't say what it
Dino
tastes
egg.
like. It's just called the Wild Refresher, starting June 1st.
Thinking dinosaur flavor or
Yeah, probably Barney blood.
blood flavor? Yeah.
They're going to be showing Jurassic Park at the Cinemark and City Walk on June 9th,
fun.
10th, and 11th. You're also going to be able to find exclusive anniversary merchandise at stores around the parks. And Jurassic Cafe is going to have some Jurassic Park themed food. Oh, that's at Hollywood.
Perfect.
Yes. They're going to be doing the same thing in Hollywood,
of
but they
meat.
actually get more and cooler sounding food in Hollywood,
Sounds
including
about
Jurassic
right.
World themed boxed water.
Okay, I'm not excited about that, but all right.
It's like a juice box, but water.
Water.
Yeah, but it's like
Boxo.
it's like a quart of milk sized cardboard carton of water because it's better for Mother Earth. Get with it.
Right. I'll take your word for it, Dan.
It's a hip thing to drink from now. We're going to move out of the theme park world, and we've got a few stories from around the rest of the world of travel, starting off with a couple of things from the TSA. They're going to help getting through those lines easier this busy summer travel
I'll
season.
believe that when I see it.
First up, they have expanded the ages of children who are allowed to accompany their parents with
Ooh.
pre-check without having
I
to
hope
pay
it's up
for
to
their own
24.
pre-check. It is not. It is.
Oh.
It previously was up to
12.
12. Now is going to be up to 17 years old.
Oh,
Can
that
accompany their
actually is
parents,
great.
Yeah, into the pre-check line.
I have
without
already
having to
paid
have
for
their own number.
Pre-check for my children, so it's not helping me, but that is great. I did think it was annoying when your kid hit 13, they had to have their own.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
sure how
that's
many
cool.
13 and 14-year-olds were on a watch list, but I guess I don't know.
Yeah, they're also rolling out a couple of other new technology things for specifically for that first checkpoint that you go through. And I've got to experience one of them. They've got two different units. So at our airport in Grand Rapids, and it's not at a lot of other places yet, you don't have to have your boarding pass anymore. You can just hand them your ID to scan your ID, and that cross checks. They're going to be rolling that out to many more airports.
MCO Orlando has that as well.
Yeah, Miami does not. Learned that after. I wish that they would all just get it so everybody had the same rules for everything.
Yeah.
They are starting to accept the IDs on iPhone now in only Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, and Maryland.
Who has their ID on an iPhone? Like you can just take a picture of your...
Those states, you buffoon.
Yeah, in Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, and Maryland, you can now scan your driver's license and it gets added to your Apple Wallet.
That's
and
cool.
Very limited places will.
Didn't everyone know that?
No, I did not know that.
Well, they announced it like 2 years ago.
Come on, try to pay
no news about it.
Because you knew this.
I didn't know that.
They're also rolling out some scanners that instead of handing over your ID, they will do the biometric eyeball scan.
Like Clear. I love Clear. I don't
like Minority Report.
Yeah, so they're getting those.
Those
And
are nice.
they'll know if you were going to later blow up the plane. So
Yeah.
They're rolling out facial recognition.
Mm-hmm. They're
for
rolling
that.
out the upgraded baggage scanners at all the airports across the country too. That's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We have them
the
now.
croissant.
We have them now at all of the checkpoints in Grand Rapids. Previously, they only had one machine, and now it's all of the machines. We'll say they are slower, but you don't have to remove your liquids and electronics and all of that, which is I haven't had to do because of pre-check, but for all the
Meanwhile, I still have to take my belt off.
Yes.
Can't you leave that on with pre-check?
You can, unless the metal detector you're going through at pre-check is so sensitive that it sets off because of your belt. It depends on the airport you're in.
We'll have to get you.
And apparently, I'm wearing that bullet-clad belt everywhere I go. It doesn't do it at my airport. It does it at MCO, which is where I'm always going.
MCO is
Cancun.
always more sensitive.
The one in Cancun, my underwire bra sets it off every time.
MCO pings on surgical steel rod that's in my leg.
In your pee.
It would be uncomfortable.
From your epic motorcycle crash?
No, that was from my epic scrapyard accident where I dropped 1,000 pounds of steel on my leg.
Yeah, that's bad too.
I never crashed my motorcycle. That.
Yeah, Heather dropped a steel weight on my leg.
Make your
recently.
accident sound cool, Dan. You should have just rolled with it.
Yeah, I should have. I'm a jackass.
You are, but not for that.
Show. Yeah, I couldn't find the article again that talked about those new scanner machines, but they are nearly done.
Yeah, they're supposed to install them in all U.S. airports. And basically, you just put your entire bag into a bin and you don't have to take anything out. And they roll it through the scanner and it can... you still
How
have
come
to
it
have
has
your
to be in a
liquids.
bin?
I don't know. That's a good question.
This thing is such high tech, it can slice and dice and see every layer of your bag, but it has to be in a Tupperware bin.
But you're not supposed to put your bag in the bin unless you're at an airport that wants you to put your bag in the bin. Because some do and some don't.
Yeah,
with this thing, everything goes in.
In these new machines.
Maybe the bin is a material that lets the machine know to stop scanning at that level or something.
Our airport now, every single bag has to go into a bin and they're slower. So you're waiting for your bag on the other side for a while. I mean, not like, 20 minutes, but it's much slower than it was. But it speeds things up in the non-pre-check aisle because people aren't having to take out all their liquids and all of their electronics and stuff.
Getting confused about when they do and don't take it out. I don't know
whether they're going to go back to letting you have higher quantities of liquids, but the great thing about these machines is that they're designed to be able to detect anything that's not supposed to be in the liquid. So in theory, you wouldn't need to be restricted to the under 4 ounces, but we'll see.
There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of chatter about that recently. Wasn't like England talking about or did remove the limits on liquids or something?
I hope so.
It wasn't England, but it was somewhere in Europe that did.
I miss bringing my jug of Gatorade and Infamil or Miralax onto the plane.
Gross. I recently witnessed an older couple having to throw out so many jars of Tostitos queso that they had in their bag.
Why did you need that?
I do not know. But it was they weren't
you never know when you're going to get a
jars.
snack attack on
They were
the
the
plane.
cans. I don't know if they were going to be snacking on queso on the plane. It was hysterical. But the gentleman was very upset because he could keep his chips, but they were taking his queso.
I mean, that's fair. That's like the recent announcement that peanut butter counts as a liquid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on.
Silly. But he was mad because he thought that that he didn't think food counted in the liquids. And the guy was like, you can't bring a bottle of water. Why did you think you could bring a bottle of liquid
Because
cheese?
queso isn't liquid,
No,
dumbass.
yeah, but see, that's the thing. Queso's
It's a gel, I guess.
It's an emulsion.
Something.
It's not a liquid.
It's more of a
Gross.
C4 consistency, I
Yeah.
suppose.
I was gonna say pudding.
It also
It's like
just
cheese pudding.
stinks.
Yes. Someone got
I don't
saved
want you
from-
eating queso
Yes,
next to me
that's
on the
what I was
airplane.
going to say. Someone got saved from sitting next to this couple while they were
And 8 cans of queso.
chowing down on chips and queso. It was
nothing that's
funny
gonna-
because they seem to be traveling with their adult daughter, and she was pissed at them. Like, I told you couldn't bring that.
The limit is 5 cans of queso, Dad. God.
It's queso.
Never. There's no such thing as too much queso.
People get so angry in the airports.
I know, especially when
Ah.
you take away the queso. This very scientific study by Forbes
Known
Tried
for
to
their
figure
science.
out-
Yes.
tried to rank U.S. airports based on the different emotions that they make travelers feel. And this one airport has been ranked the angriest airport in the United States. Can you guess where it is?
This is a weird one for me.
Um,
I skipped ahead and saw it.
Los
Yeah.
Angeles?
You're close. It's not Los Angeles. It is right next door to the happiest place on earth. It's John Wayne Airport in
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see that. Because there's
Yeah.
a lot of very
Everyone's
wealthy,
spoiled.
entitled folks at that airport, and they're going to be
Yeah.
pissed off.
It's weird though. I've been in and out of there a lot, and it's so easy and small, and I don't ever see anybody too angry.
Yeah, I don't know. So what they did is they analyzed tweets from travelers tagging different airports and
This is
tried to look
hysterical.
at how it made them feel. They ranked the airports based on sadness, joy, love, anger, fear, and surprise. And they determined that
From tweets that they tweeted out about it?
yes.
Huh.
And so John Wayne Airport, SNA,
The
the tweets-
angriest.
it was unfavorably ranked because of complaints about noise, staff being rude, complaints about the TSA checkpoint, and delays of flights.
I feel like this is all the housewives of Orange County getting pissed off.
That is weird because the TSA there is like, it's the smallest airport.
Yeah, it's so
like
tiny.
5 minutes.
It's like,
It's
it
not-
reminds me of the Grand Rapids airport. It's very small.
I think it's even smaller than your airport. I love
Maybe
that
after we
airport
finish
because of that.
our expansion. Yeah. Second place is Jacksonville International in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, no.
And the
That
third
tracks.
angriest airport is Epley Airfield in Omaha, Nebraska.
Huh.
I'm shocked it wasn't MCO.
It's people just
Yeah.
pissed off that they're in Nebraska.
Exactly. It's not
What's
Nebraska.
the scariest airport? Did it say?
I didn't say I could find
if
the
they ranked
original
them on-
article.
Joy and fear and
Yeah.
No.
I'd love to know. Yeah.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, travelers who flew through Indianapolis, Seattle, Tacoma, and Kansas City were less likely
All
to
those
have an
hippies
angry
and
experience.
SeaTac. I get it.
Oh, yeah, I've
That's
never been
right.
in that one.
It's a pretty airport.
Indianapolis has also been named the best airport in America by the Airports Council International.
Indianapolis. Huh.
Yeah, apparently it has a lot of good shopping.
You know what I like is that Minneapolis airport.
Yeah, they have some interesting food options
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I've had to-
Atlanta seems to always get a lot of hate. I constantly see people say how much they hate Atlanta. I don't get it.
I
It's
don't
very
mind it at
busy,
all.
but
Easy to
yeah.
navigate.
Yeah.
It's busy.
My
It is
only
a busy
beef with
airport,
Atlanta is that the gates are very small because it was
They're
built
so-
when planes were small and they
Yeah.
aren't anymore. So you have 85 seats at the gate when it's a 150 seat airplane.
Yeah, that is.
But there's
that's
a
true.
lot of food options there, and
Yeah, and
I
it's
will
very
say it's the
easy to
only
get from
airport-
gate to gate. I have no problems with it.
It's the only time I've ever been in an airport that went into lockdown over a potential active shooter.
Oh, I haven't.
that's no
experienced
fault of the
that.
airport
I'm so
itself,
sorry.
though.
Right. Yeah. No, but no, I'd rather go through. I mean, honestly, Miami International.
That's an armpit.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
an
is.
armpit. And also,
For such a big city, that is such a small.
it's really old and dated.
Yeah. It needs an update bad.
Just like MCO,
The TSA
it
situation
needs new
is like an
carpet.
afterthought. It spills all out into what used to be the lobby. Yeah, weird.
So there's definitely worse places to fly through, but apparently you're not going to be happy at John Wayne International.
Ah,
Those
weird.
people.
I've always had a good experience there, but I guess I'm just used to being in airports and
Yeah,
none
none of them bother me.
adjust. my
Detroit is long. When my
expectations.
foot hurts, that's a long airport.
It is 1 mile long.
Yeah, not my favorite. But like you said, adjust your expectations. I think people have this weird idea of what a airport experience is.
Yeah,
gonna
I mean,
be
it's
like.
not. It's
They all suck.
yeah, it's not
Right.
fun. Getting
No.
from place to place is not fun.
Yeah. A real fun way to get from place to place, especially this is going to be really interesting to Heather. That is hopefully going to be opening up soon in California. They're working on setting up an overnight luxury hotel train line
Ooh.
that would run between Los Angeles and San Francisco.
Oh yeah, sign me
Oh.
up.
Yeah. So this is going to, and actually we talked a while ago. I don't know if you remember about a couple of train lines that were experimenting with overnight commuter routes for business people going between Nashville and DC.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
there's a couple of other destinations. So this is that idea, but it's going to be more of a luxury experience.
Way
Passengers-
between transportation and hotel. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So you leave the station at 10 p.m. and arrive in San Francisco at 8:30 a.m. So you'll be able to use an app to order food and services. Train is going to have 5 to 6 sleeper cars. There
Ooh,
won't be a standalone dining car, but there will be a lounge where you can order food and drinks.
it's
That's pretty
called the
cool.
Dream Star.
Picture to be found on the website.
No.
Yeah, it's not quite ready for prime time yet, I guess, but fares would cost about $300 for a one-person roomette, $600 for a two-person bedroom, and $1,000 for a premium room. It will follow Amtrak's Coast Starlight route.
Here's what we do. You go to Disneyland and then up to the Disney Family Museum
Yes.
Yes.
in the San Francisco
This is
and hit up some tiki bars at both.
Yes,
I am on it.
I love it when a
When's
plan
this
comes together.
opening?
No word yet.
No word
They're
yet.
still working
All right.
on getting. They're still working on getting permissions to use the lines.
Got it.
But once they do secure permissions, they'll also be stopping at other stations along the route, including Santa Barbara, San Jose, and San Luis Obispo.
Oh.
I'd like to see that Santa Barbara too along the route there. That's pretty. Well, how far is that normally? Like 8-hour driving time? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
California
saying
is
that the Amtrak's Coast Starlight line takes about 35 hours to get from Seattle to Los Angeles.
yeah. Trains
It's
are
a-
long.
Yeah.
It's 383 miles, approximately 6 hours to drive from LA to San Francisco.
That's not bad.
On the I-5.
I would
if you
love
take
to try the luxury train, though. That is on my list.
Yeah, that's cool.
That would be a fun trip.
I like not driving.
Yes, me too.
So we have
And
documented
having
that.
food and booze served to me while
Yeah.
not driving.
That's definitely a plus, yeah. And then you've got food and booze on either end where
Yeah.
you leave and
And a little sleep in the middle.
heading towards food and booze, plus the Walt Disney Museum and Skywalker Ranch.
Shut your mouth.
Sounds good to me. Do we have any other news we need to cover?
Sold.
I don't think so. I think we got into some heavy stuff this time.
Yeah. It's been a pretty eventful month, and we didn't even get into some of the real heavy stuff.
It really has been an eventful month, and some of it has been great.
Yes.
Still crying about the Star
And
Cruiser. but-
Ron DeSantis exists.
Oh, let's
we
not.
almost
You just
we
brought it
almost
all the
made
way
it.
down. Thanks, Jeff.
that's what we keep you around for. So we can end on a
And just a few days' time, 2024 will open for booking, and get your Walt Disney World trip with a dining plan all
With a
secure.
dining plan.
Yay! Hooray!
That's right. So make sure you talk to your Key to the World travel
Yes.
advisor about that next week.
Right. Booking now.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yes. Not next week. This week.
When this
15.
drops, it'll be time.
That's right. today. Now, today. Thanks for hanging out with us again this week. If you're excited to plan your next adventure, Key to the World Travel has the Villain Con convention floor full of expert travel planners and they're ready to make your vacation dreams a reality. Head to www.keytotheworldtravel.com to get started with a no-obligation quote. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow our show. If you have a friend or two who you think would appreciate our special brand of globe-trotting jackassery, tell them what makes our show so great and send them our way. You can find links to subscribe to the show on your favorite apps and all the latest updates at www.goldkeyadventurers.com. We'll see you real soon.
Bye, y'all.
Remember, in a sea of a million boring, pointless Disney podcasts, we certainly are one.
That is right.
To ask a question or share your travel story, you can reach us by smoke signal, carrier pigeon, or send an email to goldkeyadventurers@gmail.com. And make sure you follow the Gold Key Adventure Society on Facebook and Instagram. A huge thanks to our sponsor, Key to the World Travel. For all your travel planning needs, visit www.keytotheworldtravel.com for a free quote and help planning the trip of a lifetime. Tell them the Gold Key Adventurers sent you. That's www.keytotheworldtravel.com. Key to the World Travel, your key to a magical vacation. Thanks to Outer Vibe for the use of their song Hoka Hey for the intro and outro of our show. Find them on Facebook at The Outer Vibe or check out www.outervibe.com for tour dates, music, merch, and more. We'll see you next week for another meeting of the Gold Key Adventure Society. And until then, remember, life is short and the world is wide. So go have an adventure.